Making it through a night of freezing temperatures. Good morning, Eastern North Carolina. I'm Aduria Chimba. If you're just stepping out this morning, you'll notice it's still pretty cold. And Storm Track 12 meteorologist Ashley Pratt has a first look at your forecast. So, Ashley, how long is this cold snap going to last? Well, now this is the first freeze warning of the season, and the frigid weather can kill your plants. Experts tell us most plants should be safe outdoors because they are already dormant. But what you need to look out for is plants with new growth. New growth is not accustomed to the weather and can die in the cold, so keep your plants covered up. A Marine Corps drill instructor sentenced to 10 years in prison. He was found guilty of abusing young recruits, one of whom killed himself. Gunnery Sergeant Joseph Felix taunted 3 Muslim recruits as terrorists or ISIS and ordered them to climb into a clothes dryer. And Operation Spotlight nabs 6 more people. The operation is a collaborative effort by Carteret County Sheriff's Office, Morehead City Police, and Havelock Police. Its goal is to target people involved in illegally selling and delivering drugs. A fugitive on the run for 8 years is captured. U.S. Marshals arrested Clarence Henderson in Burke County Thursday. Henderson failed to appear in court for sentencing on a firearms conviction in Montana in 2009. Henderson is now in the McDowell County Jail. You can stretch for a good cause this morning as part of the Veterans Yoga Project. Sound Fitness in New Bern is hosting a yoga class which collects money to connect veterans to yoga and other resources. And many businesses in our area are showing their appreciation for our veterans, including a bed and breakfast in the town of Bath. The owners of the Inn at Bath Creek are offering a free night stay and breakfast to veterans. Dale Benson served in the Navy for 30 years. He and his wife thought it nice to show appreciation for those who've served. A second grader is bringing lots of smiles to veterans in our area. 8-year-old Stephen Little collected dozens of letters to veterans from his classmates at Ogden Elementary School. He delivered those letters Friday during a Veterans Day ceremony hosted by the Onslow County Disabled American Veterans. Stephen says he wants to be a Marine when he grows up. And when we asked him why, here's what he had to say.
They help our country.
And Stephen also says his inspiration is his grandfather, who once served in the reserves. If you live in Jacksonville area, you can get a free cupcake or two, or a few today. American Dream Cakes on Gum Branch Road is giving away cupcakes to veterans, active duty service members, and their dependents. The owner tells us she does this every year on Veterans Day as her husband served in the Army for 22 years. Giving away free cupcakes, she says, is her way of saying thank you. And the U.S. Marine Corps clocks 242 years. And we here at News Channel 12 would like to wish our Marines a happy birthday and say thank you for your service. Camp Lejeune celebrated the event on Wednesday, and you're seeing video of the event. The birthday ceremony showed the evolution of the Marine Corps uniform from 1775 to now. Participants then honored all Marines who paid the ultimate sacrifice. The grand finale, the cutting of the cake, where it's customary to present the first slices to the oldest and youngest active duty Marines. And still in honor of veterans, here are a few events taking place in our area to mark Veterans Day today. A stone engraving ceremony holds in Riverbend this afternoon at 4. And for a full list of events happening this weekend and special business promotions, head to our Facebook page. And we're taking a closer look at the Veterans Administration since President Trump came into office, how he's trying to keep his campaign promise about caring for veterans. And the playoffs begin in high school football. News Channel 12's Brian North has the rundown from the Blitz in your Sports Minute Update coming up. It's been a while since I saw all blue on the map.
Yeah, it's been, I think, about since March that we've seen these cool temperatures, chilly, cold, downright freezing temperatures across eastern North Carolina.
Yeah, we'll take getting used to. Well, thousands of Mainers going through the freezing night without power, the cold front bringing with it high winds. Officials say more than 18,000 Central Maine power customers were without power. The outages come more than a week after a powerful storm knocked out power there to nearly 500,000 customers. And we're taking a closer look at the Veterans Administration since President Trump came into office. how he is trying to keep his campaign promise about caring for our veterans. Fiercely denied the allegations to the Washington Post, tweeting, "I will never give up the fight." At this point, Moore can only pull out of the Senate race himself, or the state party can withdraw him. If that happens, though, Republicans can write in a candidate. And President Trump continues his tour of Asia, stopping in Vietnam to attend the APEC International Economic Summit amid regional tensions. President Trump talked tough on trade in an America First speech. His message to APEC nation leaders: do the same in your countries. The massive trade deficit the U.S. has with China looms large on President Trump's Asia tour, and leaders in Asia are anxious about what President Trump's nationalistic economic policies will mean for them. But said he'll make one-on-one agreements with any nation who'll practice what he calls fair and reciprocal trade. One of the president's biggest campaign promises to take care of the nation's veterans. And this weekend, as we honor those who served and currently serve, we take a look at the reforms the Department of Veterans Affairs has made to help the military get the care they need. Our national correspondent, Michelle Macaluso, looks at the problems still plaguing the VA. Good morning, Eastern North Carolina. It's Sunday, November 19th. Thanks for waking up with us on News Channel 12 Weekend Edition. I'm Aduria Chumba. We are waking up to showers and warm temperatures this morning. Meteorologist Ashley Pratt is in the Storm Track 12 Weather Center with a first look at your forecast. So, Ashley, it looks like we're ditching the coats for the umbrella this morning.
Yeah.
And 2 people are dead and 1 other injured in an early morning shooting that happened Saturday. Police say it happened on the 600 block of 2nd Street in Goldsboro. They responded to a call about shots fired around 2:50 a.m. Carlos Benton and Carlos Darden died from their injuries. Joshua Davis is recovering from gunshot wounds. Police are investigating Benton and Darden's deaths as homicides. Anyone with information is asked to contact Crime Stoppers. A family from our state is suing the company of a rotating restaurant that killed their 5-year-old son. The Holt family from Charlotte was visiting the West End Sundial restaurant in Atlanta on April 14th. Their son Charlie was killed when his head got caught between a wall and a table. The lawsuit says the restaurant had no protections to stop children from getting close to a dangerous area or to stop the floor's rotation if a child became trapped. The company had no comment on the lawsuit. The Coast Guard stopped a runaway boat near Pamlico County. The Coast Guard says they got a call around 9:45 a.m. Saturday. A 14-foot John boat was spinning in circles near Goose Creek and Dixon Creek. The crew arrived to find a wake had thrown the boat's operator into the water, causing the boat's tiller to turn. They approached the boat and stopped it from spinning. A Good Samaritan picked up the boat's operator by the time the crew got there, and he was escorted safely to the nearest dock. Habitat for Humanity of Craven County pulled out all the stops for a block party celebrating their grand reopening.
There's a lot going on today,
It's a confusing week, but yeah, I can live with the 60 degrees. I don't mind so much.
Yeah, we're going to drop back into the 30s tonight, though. I'm sure you probably won't like that very much.
Under my blanket. The top U.S. nuclear commander is setting the record straight over concerns about President Trump's access to the nuclear code. General John Hyten says there's protocol in place to contest a strike order given by a president if the order were to be considered illegal. General Hyten's comments come after a Senate committee hearing held this week on the president's authority to launch nuclear weapons. The congressional meeting on the topic was the first in more than 40 years. And Libya's government is investigating claims of multiple slave auctions in the capital Tripoli, as seen in a CNN Freedom Project report. Protesters stationed outside the Libyan embassy in Paris on Saturday shouting no to slavery. Police used tear gas on the marchers as they approached the Champs-Élysées. The disturbing viral video shows a dozen West African men sold like commodities, many of them migrants who've made harrowing journeys across the Sahara, trafficked by smugglers. One man sold for $400 to work on a farm. And still to come this morning, already started your holiday shopping? Well, you may want to be careful where you buy your gifts. We'll tell you how to protect yourself from scammers whose only aim is to ruin your holiday. And Senior Day in ECU ends on a very happy note as the Pirates trump Cincinnati. Ariel Epstein has the highlights. Using 20 years worth of data from satellites orbiting the Earth, NASA has created a super cool new video that shows how life on our planet has changed. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This. Good morning, Eastern North Carolina. I'm Aduria Chimba with your morning news update. A shooting investigation is underway in Greenville. Police say they responded to a report of shots fired on the 100 block of Ridge Place around 5:30 yesterday. They say they found a man with gunshot wounds there. The victim was transported to Vidant Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries, and they're asking anyone with information to contact Greenville Police or Crime Stoppers. Thousands gather in Warsaw Saturday for North Carolina's official Veterans Day Parade. The state's longest consecutive Veterans Day Parade is in its 97th year. Paratroopers kick things off, followed by a flyover by North Carolina's Forestry Service. Close to 100 floats featured in the parade, including our own Donnie Cox and Ashley Pratt, who join in on the fun. The event honors our brave servicemen and women in the military and out of the military as well. And time now to take a look at your forecast. Here's Storm Track 12 meteorologist Ashley Pratt. But first, those frigid temperatures we've seen all weekend long. The temperature's still in the mid to upper 30s this morning. Good morning, Eastern North Carolina. I'm Aduria Chimba in the Storm Track 12 Weather Center with meteorologist Ashley Pratt. Now, Ashley is tracking the forecast for your Sunday morning. Ashley, it's pretty cold out there. How cold is it going to stay?
Yeah, it's cold out.
In breaking news this morning, Lenore County Sheriff's deputies confirmed to us that they are investigating the death of 3 people. This after a shooting reportedly broke out in the early hours of this morning on the 300 block of West Queen Street in LaGrange. Now, one other person who was also shot is injured. We are following this development and we'll have details as we get them. As we honor veterans this weekend, thanking them for their service, we're also remembering those of them who aren't with us. Each day, 25 full military funerals happen at the Arlington National Cemetery. The song Taps, originally to signal lights out, is played with great reverence at each ceremony. More than 400,000 men and women are buried at the Arlington National Cemetery. Closer to home, with a large military presence in Eastern North Carolina, Veterans Day means a lot to our community. News Channel 12's Nate Belt was at one ceremony in New Bern and shows us what it means to our veterans. And joining us now is News Channel 12's Ariel Epstein with your Sports Minute update. Also breaking, President Donald Trump is in the Philippines. This is the president's final stop on a 5-country tour of Asia. He is set to attend the Asian and East Asia summits. On Saturday, though, he was at the presidential palace in Hanoi, Vietnam. ABC's Karen Travers is traveling with the president and has the latest details. And I think I'm liking the look of the future track map because it's green on this side. It's like
green.
Slowly.
No severe weather, just some good old-fashioned showers.
All right, green it is. And speaking of green, I can't say I'm complaining, but it's time for the holiday shopping to begin. And News Channel 12's Aisha Bowe has what you need to know before hitting the stores.
'Tis the season for giving.
Also, keep deferred interest in mind. Say you sign up for a no-interest credit card for the first 12 months. The interest can apply retroactively to the original purchase amount if you miss a monthly payment or don't repay your full balance within that 0% period. And still ahead on News Channel 12 this morning, there are apps for everything now, even to help manage illness. We'll tell you what you should be downloading. And the holiday season is almost here, and one church hopes to bring Christmas in a box this year for some children. That story is coming up. We'll be right back. From Facebook to Candy Crush, you've probably got dozens of apps on your phone, but are some of these apps good for your health? With more, here's ABC News correspondent Janai Norman. A New Bern church is stuffing in some Christmas cheer, one box at a time. I stopped by a packing party at the Tabernacle Baptist Church to check things out. And the church raised more than $17,000 to have the boxes ready for children in more than 100 countries. And Ariel Epstein is back with more Sports Minute Update.